Good morning. On November 21, 2025, Zacke will hold its inaugural sale of Fine Antiquities and Ancient Art with this beautiful catalog. We have a few spare copies left, so if you want one, we can send it to you. You have to order it via our website. You just email us. This is about lot 67 from our upcoming auction, and this is HERMANUBIS. This is a Roman marble statue of exceptional quality. Romans, of course, were masters of sculpture. This is undisputed all over the world. This dates to the 1st-2nd century. So this is the Imperial Rome, 1st to 2nd century AD. And HERMANUBIS is arguably the most popular fusion deity that ever existed. Of course, this is one of the many decapitated examples. There is only one that is really well preserved, which is in the Vatican today. It's like one of the most famous statues. It's known all over the world. It's essentially something like the Pietà, of course, which is also in Rome, and then, of course, Juno Ludovisi and some others of this caliber is one of the most important marble statues in the world. And this is a small version of it, smaller version, because it still has almost 60 centimeters without the head. And you can very well imagine what the head would have looked like on top of it with our rendering here. And this one has very good provenance. It was already in a private collection in the 70s and 80s, and from there went to New York, Sotheby's in 1989, sold it for 60,000 euros in today's money, back 35, 36 years ago. And then again, it was at Christie's New York for 95,000 euros in 2022, so a lot more, of course. And now it's here with us, and we put 20 to 40,000 on it. There is a reserve, but not a big one, really small one. So you got a very good chance to acquire this for a reasonable price with a perfectly documented provenance that goes back almost 40 years. An interesting detail here, fusion deities have here always something to identify. In this case, the Egyptian god Anubis, which this is his scepter, and the head, of course, missing, but the scepter identifies him clearly. And then Hermes, the messenger god here, the Greek messenger god, has the wings on his feet, which makes him super fast to deliver his messengers. They're incised here. So that's the clear iconography. And Anubis, of course, is the Egyptian funerary god, the most important one. And that's a fusion. And that's what happened many times in history when great empires evolved from a large number of cultures. You have to imagine the Roman Empire in the 1st and 2nd century BC was very large. It went all the way over the Levante, the Maghreb, the ancient Egypt, what was used to be the Greek city-states, of course, and then the whole Balkans, all of Italy, and of course France, and all the way up to what is Londonia or Londonubis, whatever it was called back in the day, which is London today. And of course also here, Vienna, Vindobona was exactly in those days a Roman castle fortification to protect them from the northern people of what is Germany today. And this huge empire, they drew religious inspiration from successful earlier empires, which was of course the old Egyptian empires, which had existed for already more than 2,000 years before the Roman Empire. And then, of course, also the ancient Greek city-states, which were incredibly wealthy of knowledge of mathematics, of astronomy, of philosophy, and all kinds of things. And so the Romans had a lot of respect for it and merged those things. With the vanishing of the power within the Western Roman Empire, which eventually collapsed about 250 years after that statue was made, with only the Eastern Empire, Eastern Roman Empire being left, which lasted another 1,000 years. The Christians were incredibly afraid of this mixture of religions, and so they all decapitated those figures. And the one in the Vatican remarkably is now stored in the Vatican. That's the only one left that still has the head and is in very good condition otherwise as well. There are some other examples, but this is like the most prominent one. And so when you put this one next to ours, you see that they are very similar, except that this one has been decapitated, like almost all of them. And the tradition of dog-headed deities transitioned a long time through the Eastern Roman Empire all the way into what is 6th, 7th century of Byzantine culture, and then even was preserved in paintings that were made already when the Ottoman Empire was in place. In the 17th century, we have a good example here of St. Christopher, the dog-headed St. Christopher. And so you can see that this is not something isolated that only happened in the Roman Empire. The one thing that is so remarkable is that the Roman sculptors, who were the best in the world, made quite a number of these HERMANUBIS figures, and that makes them so important. The marble has a very good patina, nice shine and luster, and except capitation is actually in a superb condition, which makes it even more desirable. So I really hope this will find a new home where it will be nicely displayed, because it's an exceptional work of art. If you can win it, I wish you good luck in bidding, and I hope to see you at the auction.